I'd still dance with you, drive highways and byways to be there with you, over and over, the only truth, everything comes back to you.
Hey everyone, it's James here from goodguitarist.com, and today we're going to show you how to play This Town by Niall Horan. Now, before we get started, we got to put a capo on the 2nd fret, so let's just take care of that right now. And it's all the usual stuff, make sure that it's close to the fret, that it's not pushing the strings over the edge that way or that way. And since the capo squeezes down on your strings, it kind of squeezes them out of tune a little bit. So just take a moment, retune your guitar, get the fine tuning down. That'll make you sound even better. And now we're going to figure out the chords. So first we have a G chord, and it's just the plain old G chord. Make sure that you're playing it with these two fingers both on top. You can play the G chord like this, or like this, or like this. Make sure you're playing it exactly like this. And that's important because when we switch to the next chord, these two fingers are going to stay there. So switching to the next chord, we have E minor 7, and that's just an E minor chord, except we left these two fingers down. Next, we have a C add 9 chord, which is like that. And that's just like a G chord, except these two fingers are moved over that way. And for C add 9, we're not going to play the lowest string. And then we're going to leave these two fingers down and switch to a D sus chord. And for that, we're only going to play 4 strings. We're going to ignore the bottom 2 strings. So there's a couple more chords still, but we don't need them to play the verse, so we'll just show you those later. For now, let's go back to our G chord, because that's the first chord of the verse, and figure out the finger picking. The basic idea of it is to go thumb and then do an upstroke with your finger. So we're just hitting a thumb on the root of the chord, and if you need help figuring out which note is the root of the chord, there's a link down below to our ebook, and you can download that for free. It's free to all of our subscribers, and there's a page that clearly outlines how you can find the root for each chord shape. So check that out if you need help with that. Anyways, we're going to play the root with our thumb and then an upstroke with our finger. And for my finger, I'm actually aiming for the 2nd string and kind of getting these 2 strings for the most part. Sometimes I hit this one a little bit. Sometimes I get this one a little bit, but for the most part, getting those 2. So before you go much further, just take a minute and just practice going thumb, finger, and try to get it nice and loose. Play softly. And we would count it basically when our thumb plays. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and something that might help you, if it's too difficult to float your hand above like this and still get all the notes, you can actually touch your 3rd finger to the highest string, and he doesn't even play this string. He misses it every time. So by covering it up, you're kind of helping it sound more like the recording anyways. And that way, you kind of just aim for whatever you want, and you won't get that string. So we're going to start on our G chord. We already know our pattern, so let's just count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we move on to E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we move on to C add 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we would repeat that entire thing again for the same amount of times. And then we would play D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So take a minute, go through that a few times just to get the order of the chords and to work on the finger picking a bit, or the finger pattern a bit. It's not really picking, we're finger strumming and thumb picking. Anyways, so for the pre-chorus, we need to learn a couple more chords. We have A minor, and this A minor doesn't have those 2 fingers like the rest of them. This is a normal A minor chord. Don't play the lowest string. And there's also a G over F sharp. So we have our G chord. We just take off these two fingers and we put our first finger on the second fret of the lowest string. And that's it. So the pre-chorus is quite straightforward. We start off on the A minor chord that we just learned, and we do that for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we switch to D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we play G for 2 beats only. 1, 2, and then G over F sharp for 2 beats. 3, 4. And then we play E minor 7 for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we do that all again, and we go to a C chord for 8 beats total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that leads us into the chorus. So let's try that together really quick, just a couple times, and then we'll move on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally, the chorus is the same throughout an entire song, but in this song, the first chorus is a little bit different than the second and third choruses. So they all start out the same way with 8 beats each of E minor 7, C add 9, and then G. And then there's the everything comes back to you part, which is just 2 beats of E minor 7, 2 beats of D, 2 beats of G, and then 4 beats of C add 9. And here's where it gets different. The first chorus ends with 2 more beats of C add 9, then 1 beat of D, and 7 beats of G. And then we'd go back to the verse from there. Now, if you're on the second or third chorus, it sounds like they're repeating, and the melody is repeating, but the chords are actually different when you repeat the second and third chorus. So where we left off from the everything comes back to you part, 2, 3, 4, and now we go back to a G chord, and we repeat the melody from the chorus, but with different chords. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor 7, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then C, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do another everything comes back to you. And when we get to the C chord, we're going to do it 5 times. I know it's a really weird number of times. 2, 3, 4, 5, then D 2 times, and G 8 times. Anyways, when you're ready, we're going to practice the second chorus together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. the bridge is pretty straightforward as far as the counting goes. It's nowhere near as crazy as the chorus. We're starting off on an E minor 7, and we're going to play it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to switch to a G over F sharp chord, play that 4 times. And then we're going to play G 2 times. And then we have a lick where we go and land on a C chord. So that lick, again, starts off by playing G 2 times. And then we do a roll. And that's where you just open up your fingernails, starting from your 4th finger. And you rub each of them on the guitar. Practice it really slow. You don't have to do this. You can just pluck the string, the bottom string. Anyways, the way he really does it is he does a roll on the G chord. Then he plays the 2nd fret of the lowest string and then the open lowest string. So roll with the G chord before it and the C add 9 chord after it. And we'll play the C add 9 chord a total of 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's it. So let's try that together now, nice and slow, and we'll be done all the different parts of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all the bits that make up this song. Now, what you have to do on your own is practice each section separately and then try to glue it all together. And the way we would do that is playing the verse, the pre-chorus, then the first chorus. Then we do that all again, verse, pre-chorus, second chorus. Then there's a bridge. Then we play the 3rd chorus, and the whole song ends with an extra one of those everything comes back to you part. You know that. He just tacks another one of those on at the end to kind of help end the tune. So if you need any help with the chords, like figuring out the roots or working on your strumming or anything like that, please check out our ebook. It's free to all of our subscribers. There's a link down below. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this lesson, to press the like down below and to subscribe to our channel if you want more guitar lessons like this. Otherwise, I hope you have a fun time practicing this song, and we'll see you next time.